So, doing a freediving trip session today. It's actually my first time going on a dedicated session just for freediving practice. Normally, when I go spearfishing, I consider that freediving practice, and it is, depending on the depth. But this time we're actually going to a lake, and I've never dived in a lake. I never really found that very appealing. I love freediving in part because I really like the ocean. I like what I see underwater. I like the blue color. I like how clear it is. And there's none of that in a lake. So especially a lake like this, it's gonna be murky. It's gonna be cold. It's gonna have poor visibility. It's gonna be dark. So it's definitely a little bit uncomfortable. And normally I wouldn't go just for the experience, but one of the instructors in our club organized this trip, and I thought it would be a shame to pass it on it. Once we were there, Matt and Kim, who organized the trip, and our diving instructors gave us all a short brief, and we got into the water. Some people were diving for the first time ever, and others were experienced divers who were just getting back into the practice. We set up 2 buoys at 2 depths for 2 groups of people with different levels of experience, did a few rounds of warm-up, and then started the dives. We were going first at 10, then about 20 meters, which was comfortable for the group and gave us the opportunity to practice our technique. Kim and Matt were watching, doing safety dives with us, and giving us tips on how to improve. Though this depth wasn't much of a challenge, it's here that making improvements to your technique really pays dividends later. Things like thinning technique and posture and duck dive and so on. It's an eerie feeling down there, when you can see complete darkness below and just low greenish glow going up. But it's also very peaceful and quiet. The torches we had at the bottom of the ropes really helped, as that gave an indication when we were at the end of the rope and lit up that last bit of the journey down. After about 2.5 hours, we were starting to get cold and to think about lunch. And luckily there was a nice restaurant just on the water. So, the verdict? I've definitely changed my mind. The dive was nice and enjoyable, and not uncomfortable as I had expected. Yes, the visibility was pretty poor, and it gets almost completely dark at about 20 meters, but it was also beautiful and serene down there. It's not going to replace my ocean dives anytime soon, but it's a completely different experience and something I'd like to do more of. If you haven't dived in a lake and have the opportunity, I definitely recommend it. Wherever you go though, always make sure you're at least going with a buddy, somebody who's trained and who can help you if something goes wrong. Again, a big shout out to Matt and Kim who organized the trip and were making sure that everybody enjoyed their time there. Have fun diving.